Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you again, early March, rolling today with a bunch of topics. It is
Big Banks.
And I'm your boy, Stroobs. Let's kick it. Political news, Green New Deal news, the freshest, youngest, hippest member of Congress, the Congresswoman, former bartender. She's all over the news. The media on both sides of the spectrum is obsessed with her. This was her live stream rant, whatever it was. She was cooking up some vegan veggies, doing some nonsense.
Some sweet potatoes.
She went on this rant. She was raving. She was talking about God knows what. Here's what Miss Andrea Ocasio-Cortez had to say recently.
Our planet is going to face disaster if we don't turn this ship around. And so it's basically like there's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question. You know, is it okay to still have children? And I mean, not just financially, because people are graduating with $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 worth of student loan debt, and so they can't even afford to have kids in a house, but also just this basic moral question, like what do we do? And even if you don't have kids, there are still children here in the world, and we have a moral obligation to them, to leave a better world for them. And this idea that if we just, you know, I've been working on this for X amount of years. It's like not good enough. Like we need a universal sense of urgency, and people are trying to like introduce watered down proposals that are frankly going to kill us. A lack of urgency is going to kill us. It doesn't matter if you agree that climate change is an important issue. At this point, it doesn't matter. If you believe climate change is a problem, that's not even the issue. The issue is how urgently you feel we need to fix it. And if you do not have a sense of urgency to try to turn this around in 10 years, how is that different than a person who's just...
And I don't know where she's going, of course. She's talked about the cows and limiting their consumption of hamburgers, of course.
Oh, man.
Now she's on to these fanciful notions of not having kids, not reproducing. Big banks. Has this just gotten so ridiculous? Why do we pay so much attention to her? Is it a wise strategy for the Republicans to continually keep the focus on her because of her absurdity and ridiculousness?
I'm going to say, hell yeah. I mean, shit. She's actually giving us votes with the nonsense. She done kicked out Amazon right out of Long Island district.
Forgot to mention that.
And then, you know, on top of that, you know, she's saying the world's going to end pretty much in 12 years. Well, pretty much 11 years and 9 months.
Which is what we were hearing in the late 80s. Yeah. And then we heard it again with Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth a couple times, and nothing has happened. And certain areas of the Antarctic and the polar regions have actually built up ice mass.
And now, you know, when you look at it, you know, the U.S. population is actually declining. Now she's actually said, why even have kids? Because the Earth is going to be irreversible.
We can't fix anything. Yeah. It's going to be hell or high water, and it will be high water. We're all going to drown. We're all going to just don't know where this is coming from.
She's like the new toy in the store. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to play with her to make her happy, to do what she needs to do to get going. But eventually, they're going to just shut it down.
She does seem to have a bit of an inflative sense of self-worth, and I don't know if this is kind of an entitlement, or she seems to be a little big-headed for someone who is in their first, who's in her first term in Congress.
But I mean, I like what she's doing. I mean, she's very active. She's out there putting herself out there, but she's actually hurting the party, because this is not what a congressman does. And not saying that there's a script of what a congressman should or should not do, but nobody goes on live stream like she does and do all this protesting.
Correct. It was a lot more cringeworthy, of course, than Miss Elizabeth Warren's recent excuse me while I have a beer. A lot less staged than that, but maybe she should at least be set on a script of some sort. This whole notion of you're jumping from topic to topic, you have no clue what you're talking about. You sound like someone who's just taken a freshman year symposium or survey class in political science, and then you know everything about the world and the way the world works. And
she really doesn't even understand that she's the biggest advocate right now for Trump and the Republican Party with her policies.
she's helping him significantly.
Yeah, so just keep on keeping on. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, and keep pushing that New Deal as well.
Yeah.
As Trump said in the recent CPAC in his speech on Saturday, you know what? Push that New Deal as much as you can. The Republicans will love it because those middle of the road folks, those people with sensibility still intact, they laugh in your face, and it's ammunition for them. So,
you know, I got to say before we end this one, you know, Mitch McConnell was just the best tell ball by the New Deal when he brought up saying we're going to break
let's
it.
Go ahead and take this to a vote. Let's go ahead. It was a great bluff.
Yeah.
That was plain poker to the extreme. Sign that man up for a trip to Vegas right away. He's going to win you some. He's going to win you some bucks in Vegas with that kind of poker face. And then the hesitation and the backpedaling on the part of the Democrats to say, well, you know what? No, the New Deal is not ready for prime time just yet. So,
let's go ahead and just rock this for prime time.
Exactly. So, crash and burn. Go ahead by all means. There's your lady, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC.
Crazy Eye Cortez.
Crazy Eye Cortez. Yes, exactly. But, folks, thank you very much. Keep subscribing, keep viewing, keep watching. We need more. We want to be at CPAC 2020. We want to be at the RNC convention in 2020, possibly the DNC convention. We want to do it all, but we need your help. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.